I realized that we were lost. My companion, Hugh, was ill. In fact, he was delirious. He had been stung by hornets and there was nothing I could do for him, unless I could take him out of the jungle. I looked at my watch, it was almost 5 p.m. Soon it would be dark. I tried the radio again, but to no effect. I did something I had always done when in trouble. I prayed to the Almighty to deliver me and my companion from the tragedy that we faced. Unless something happened within the next 1 hour, Hugh would not survive. Then I heard something rustling behind me and turned around, expecting an animal. I saw a human, an aborigine. He was young and was obviously hunting or out checking his traps. I raised my hand in greeting and managed a weak smile. He looked at me and smiled back and continued to move. I remembered what the instruction book said, have nothing to do with these people. They carry diseases from which we have no resistance. Also, they are suspected of eating human flesh. The last sentence scared me a little. I called out to him and pointed to Hugh. He showed some concern and moved forward to look. Then he smiled and went into the jungle and came back rubbing some leaves between his palms. He applied them all over Hugh. I was apprehensive, but it was better than what I was doing, nothing. Then with another smile, the aborigine cut some branches and made a stretcher. I got the message. We carried Hugh and started walking. Soon we arrived at a clearing with a few shelters. I was still not sure that we were not on the menu. The aborigine spoke excitedly to a few of his people and they carried Hugh into a shelter. I sat outside. There was a fire there and I felt warm. One of them threw a tuber into the fire and about half an hour later took it out of the fire and gave it to me to eat. I was famished and the tuber tasted out of this world, so I ate greedily and washed it down with large gulps of water. As soon as I finished, a figure stood before me and I looked up and saw Hugh. He was perfectly all right. He smiled and sat down and someone offered him a tuber as well. Then everything fell silent and I saw all my newfound friends curling around the fire and going to sleep almost instantly. It seemed that they were not going to make a fuss about having saved a life. Hugh and I decided to throw caution to the winds and joined them. We slept like babies and woke to the chattering of birds. I looked about me, and saw that practically the whole tribe was standing there looking at us with broad smiles on their faces. Then they led and we followed. They took us to a river and I knew which river it was. All we had to do was follow it until we came to a village. Hugh and I looked at our map for a while and then turned around to thank our hosts. There was no one about. They had just melted into the jungle. We had not even thanked them. I realized that these people could teach us a lot about civilization if we would only let them.